What's up everybody, Silver here with another Halo Wars 2 achievement guide. This time we are doing the first mission of 2 for Operation Spearbreaker. So this is some of the campaign DLC they released. You start off as an ODST squad for both of these missions. And we are just going to move up here and take out these enemies here. And you get some flamethrowers, and then you team up with some Wolverines and Marines up here when you take out this controller Sentinel up ahead. So just follow the path. They'll tell you what to do for this first couple encounters here. So this one, you have to go up behind them. You can see there's a big shield in front of this Sentinel, so you got to go up from behind them. So we're going to have to end up distracting some of them. You could also stun them with that Y ability from your ODST squad, who are your hero units. So they're kind of taking the place of the Spartans you were using in the original campaign. So just use them. Take out these supply pads, or supply silos, and pick up all those supplies that fall out. And then we're going to move up to this control console for the teleporter. Just activate it. There's a little in-game cutscene I skipped there. Saves about like 40 seconds of the video. We don't need to see that. But then it's going to start attacking the hologram. So you want to go up behind it and attack and kill this controller Sentinel. And then we'll move up to the teleporter and activate it. But I do have 7 skulls on. They are all beneficial skulls. They are Pain Train, Bountiful Harvest, Emperor, Total Annihilation, Firestarter, Things That Go Boom, and Sugar Cookies. So throw those on. Those make the game a lot easier. They give you supplies faster. They make units train faster. Your leader powers recharge faster. Things like that. So for this part, I like to let the controller Sentinel take out the Wraith. And then normally I head over here sooner and take out the controller Sentinel while he's distracted by the remaining infantry over there, but I didn't do that, so I just split up my forces here, and I stunned him with that Y ability from my ODST squad, so you could see that, and got him, killed him, blew up that base while I was letting that controller Sentinel take out that Wraith. So you have a little bit of strategy here. It's like a 3-way battle happening here, so you could let the Sentinels, the Forerunner constructs, duke it out with the Banished here for a little bit before you jump in. So it just loosens them up for you, softens them up for you, makes it a little easier. And we're just going to build a base right here. Capture this power node in front of your base, power node A. This is actually one of the power nodes you need to capture to complete the mission. So you need to capture this one and 4 others. They're all labeled on your minimap A through E. So this is A, and in order to finish, we will activate a terminal at the end that activates when we capture all 5 power nodes. So this part of the mission, we're just going to hang out by the base for a long time. Actually, a controller Sentinel comes at you here. So I used hologram, the leader power hologram. So I sent the hologram units over to the right, so they make the controller Sentinel turn that way towards them, and I'm able to, with my actual units, destroy him. So that is useful. So check out that hologram power-up. The units, or the leader powers that I've upgraded so far, are my restoration drones, and the 4th one, I forget what it's called, but it's the one that makes your sight lines increased. And now I'm just building the base, and I built 2 generators to start, and then 3 supply pads after that. And I've upgraded my supply pads, or my generators. I'm going to upgrade my supply pads eventually. But right now I'm just waiting. I probably should have upgraded my supply pads right now, but I'm dumb. I didn't do that. So I'm just waiting for myself to get 1,000 so I could upgrade the main base there, which I just did. So we're gonna wait for that to build or whatever, finish upgrading, and build some turrets on your base here. And really, we're just going to hang out here until we've got a full army of mantises. So there were no mantises in the game before this, or there were for a little bit with the Sergeant Johnson DLC, but it's a fairly new unit. So check out those mantises, and they kind of hint at it that they're good vehicles for these 2 missions for Spearbreaker. We're basically only going to use mantises for the majority of this mission and the next mission. So get familiar with those mantises. They're a really good all-around vehicle. They're kind of like warthogs, but on 2 legs and with 2 arms. But anyway, So yeah, we're just building as many mantises as we can, and we're going to build a field armory as well. You can see I'm researching stuff there. So we're basically going to sit here and wait for these things to all upgrade. So upgrade everything in your field armory, build all your mantises till you have 120 population, max population of mantises, and upgrade all those mantises, your vehicle depot upgrades, and also your mantis specific upgrades. And yeah, we're really just gonna hang out here. So I'm gonna skip ahead in the video because this is all we're gonna do here, and you don't need to hear me talk about it anymore. All right, so I skipped ahead a few minutes here. I still haven't upgraded everything fully, but I have a decent sized army here, and we're gonna start heading down this way once we got a bunch of mantises going on here. So I'll continue to research stuff and build more units as I kind of hang out over here. So we're gonna take this mini base. There aren't too many units over here, so I felt it was okay to just start moving over here. So I'm going to continue to build mantises, continue researching stuff in the field armory, take that mini base to, you know, put down another supply pad, or maybe another generator. Who knows? What am I going to do? We're going to find out. More mantises. Keep building them. This is where power node B is. So you can see the power node near that mini base I'm building. We're going to capture that one next. And yeah, we're just going to have mantises. You want to make sure if your ODST leader unit dies, they can be revived like all other leaders. You just need to like move towards them to revive them once they are kind of regenerated a little bit. So, and I say that because since we're only building mantises can't actually capture these power nodes. You need an infantry unit to do so. So we do need that ODST unit. So if they're lying around on the map somewhere, you do need to go grab them, unless you just want to like build a quick marine unit or something just for the purposes of capturing these power nodes. So these upgrades are looking pretty good. Vehicle upgrade complete. Let's do it again. Increases damage and health. So that's all good news for us. So every time you capture one of these 5 power nodes, the A through E power nodes, not one of the like other random ones lying around the map, like the one you could see off the screen there. But one of these 5 important ones, they actually release like another controller sentinel, and they just come at you basically. The one that's coming at me right now that was released and is interested in killing me, he's actually being distracted by some banished units right now. So these Reavers, as we go into the fog of war over here, we're giving them trouble. But that's fine. So I sent some hologram units at them, and again, that's a leader power. So they're distracted. And you could actually go ahead and kill all the controller sentinels that are marked on your mini-map. You could go ahead and do that before they are even released when you capture a power node. You could do that if you want. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, it's an option if you're into that. There's a group of Wolverines that are like captured. You could rescue them in the middle of the map there, where I just was. I decided to not do that. That Hunter brand leader power of theirs is annoying. But it's not as devastating as the glassing beam, so that is good news. But anyway, yeah, there's Wolverines in the center of the map that you could release, and you could actually have over 120 population. They're just thrown on to your current population, whatever that may be. But I decided to leave them there. I normally release them like right before I go after the Retriever Sentinel. Spoiler, there's going to be a Retriever Sentinel kind of boss battle at the end here. So I normally, right before I like initiate that battle, I'll go and what do? I release the Wolverines. That's what I was saying. I totally blanked there for a second. But yeah, the Wolverines are anti-air, so obviously they're very good against Retriever Sentinels. But I actually end up not doing that. But anyway, you can see I captured Power Node C as well. And Power Node D is what we're doing right now. There's a big base, a big banished base right next to it, so you could just cap it and run away, but I figure I'll take out this base while I'm here. The mantises do a pretty good job of taking it out, so why not? Just do it while your ODST unit is busy hacking into that power node. So I like to target the turrets around the base first, and then that way I'm not getting shot while I'm trying to take down the base. And then I concentrate on the base. And I may, in the process, concentrate on tiny buildings in particular, especially if I could see that they're active. There's like lights going off on some of them, which indicates that there are units training in there, so I'll attack those first so more units aren't released out of the base. So once you do this, once you're in this area, there will be a living barrier released, which is basically just like they're like caltrops or something, made out of hunter worms. And they don't attack you or anything, they just kind of barricade you in here, so you got to shoot through it, which I'm currently doing. And now all these units, there's a ton of banished in between me and my base apparently at this point, so my reinforcements are not making it to my current position. So I'm just going to tell them to wait here at the base until I could break out of these living barriers. So yeah, no worries here. It seems intimidating because there's a bunch of or not anymore, but there were a bunch of like infantry and vehicles that were attacking me. Looks like they were gonna take a good chunk of health out of my base, but they're wusses. They kind of just left. So we are destroying our field armory because there was nothing left to research, so it was a useless building. So I'm just gonna throw on like a generator or a supply pad, whatever you feel is best. At this point, it doesn't matter too much. We're done building most of who we'll be building, and we're done researching for the most part. So we just got a big old Mantis army. So obviously use the healing leader power when you see fit. The other thing I upgrade is the, I forget what it's called. It's like Mantis or Mech Overload or something, Mech Overcharge. So that makes your vehicles, your mechs, invulnerable for a short time. And it increases their damage and their speed, I think. So it makes them better. The main thing I like it for is the invulnerability for a short time. So I'm just building up my my second base there, but I'm not really doing anything particular at that point. I'm just kind of building it so it's more of a stronghold. So it kind of distracts the enemies, like this hunter. He could be doing better things, but you know he's just sitting there shooting at my my new base here. I'm gonna go take him out. So yeah, they actually took my, you could see I was recapturing power node C. That has never happened to me where I got a another power node that I had already captured taken away from me by the banished. But it could happen. It happened to me. It could happen to you. It happens to the best of us. So you just go retake it. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just a little annoying. I'm like, hey, I'm done with this. The one time it does it is the one time I'm recording for this guide, of course. But anyway, we're making our way down to power node E. You could do these power nodes in any order. I actually usually, in the past, I haven't done them in order, A, B, C, D, E. But I happen to do it in order this time around. And it works. It's fine. I usually, in the past, I always went A, B, E, D, C. Kind of make like a circle around the map. But the order A, B, C, D, E is kind of like a zigzag through the map. But anyway, we destroyed those units guarding the power node here. Our ODSTs are capping that and taking out this last controller sentinel. And this little control console right here where we are is actually what we need to activate to initiate the retriever battle. So since I'm already here, I didn't, like I was mentioning earlier, I didn't free the Wolverines, but we don't really need them anyway. Just makes it slightly easier, I guess, but it's pretty easy to begin with this big old army of Mantises. So just attack him, and then once he gets down to a certain point in health, he will become invulnerable, and like a big kind of swarm of sentinels will start flying around him. So you want to back up at that point, because that will damage you heavily if you're within that within that circle. So back up. Once you kill the aggressor sentinels, those are just like your standard sentinels that you've seen in Halo 1 and 2 and other Halo games. The ones in front there, you can see I'm shooting them right now. Those are called aggressor sentinels or aggressors. So you got to take those guys out, and once you do that, it dispatches or disperses the swarm of sentinels flying around them. So that's how you get rid of those. Looks like they're constructors flying around, but they might just be more aggressors. But you know, you gotta attack and kill the aggressors that are not in the swarm, the ones that are just kind of floating at you. So kill those, and basically we're just going back and forth for the most part. I used Mech Overcharge, which you could see for one of these encounters. I think I did at least. And that made me invulnerable for a short time. I'm going to use some restoration drones. And if your army gets totally wiped out, that's fine. That's happened to me before in the past. What you want to do is start building Wolverines. You can see they're finally, my Wolverines that I'm building are making their way into the fight. A little too late, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. We've already won, so that's fine. But yeah, just build a bunch of Wolverines. I've gotten my entire army decimated at that point, so I had like no units at all. But it's not that big of a deal. The Retriever kind of hangs out on its own on that side of the map while you could build up another army and charge right back at it. So no worries there. But that is it for this one, guys. Pretty easy when you just build a ton of Mantises on this mission. So that is it. I'll see you guys next time for the second and final mission out of the Spearbreaker DLC. Thanks for watching. Click like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Follow me on Twitter at HaloCompletion and on Twitch and Mixer at SilverScorpion4. And I'll see you guys later for more Halo achievements.